My feelings are hurt. What makes me have a visceral reaction right now and feel really sad is I found out that someone I consider to be iconic didn't like me by watching the interviews. Rachel was nice to my face 100% of the time until the reunion. She never said one negative thing, one skeptical thing, one cynical thing, one questioning thing. Until the reunion, she was 100% nice to my face 100% of the time. I found out she didn't like me from watching the show. And my feelings are hurt about that.
Breaking news!
Carlos King.
Your boy going viral again.
The godfather of reality television.
King.
Carlos King.
Hey Raindrops, thank you all so much who have subscribed to the channel. You guys have really helped spread the word, build this channel together, because I can't do this without you guys. And I know y'all want me to interview a lot of people, child, but in order for me to do that, I need to make sure my subscribers match the millions of people who do watch my videos. So all you have to do, okay, is hit the subscription button. That's it. I ain't asking for much, child. And enjoy this video. Hey Raindrops, on today's episode of Reality with the King, I'm so thrilled because I am speaking to the woman who I and you Raindrops have been saying needs to go visit Dr. Terry Dubrow because she may need back surgery for carrying this season. Give it up for Amanda Francis.
What a compliment. Thank you.
You're a pretty woman.
You are so sweet in your pink. You are so sweet.
Wait, are we matching?
Yeah, we're pretty cute together, honestly.
Did we manifest this?
Probably. I manifested a lot of good things today other than the traffic.
Girl.
I could not get here today.
No, but listen, I manifested
I needed divine intervention.
Because look, I told you guys, I wasn't lying. I have Amanda's book, Rich as Fuck, and look, I need you to sign and autograph this
of course.
before you leave.
Yes, absolutely.
I bought this in 2023.
I think the reason I'm here, the reason I said, no, because you get a lot of people wanting you to talk about a lot of, you know how it is. You go on this show and everyone wants to talk to you. The reason I said, no, I want to do that one. I want to talk to him is because you did a reel that said, I read her book before she was a housewife, and guys, it's good.
It's good.
And I was like, that's the podcast I want to go on.
No, but I want to start there because the thing with me is this. My audience knows that I'm very spiritual. Mm-hmm. I'm big on manifestation. Mm-hmm. I read tons of books about self-improvement, self-help. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite books is... Now I'm having a brain fart about my favorite book. Why can't I think about it?
Tell me what it's about, and I'll probably know.
No, it's not The Law of Attraction, but The Alchemist is one of my favorite books.
The Alchemist is an amazing book.
I love The Alchemist.
An amazing concept. Everything he wrote is good. Paulo Coelho, or however you say it, all his books are good.
Yes, but this is also really good because I am a money magnet.
Yes, you are.
And I
believe this.
No.
Yes.
I do the work.
I believe it.
I'm a money magnet, okay?
Well, maybe that's why you get me, because you understand that when I say manifesting money, applying energetic and spiritual principles to money and business, you don't hear me saying sit around and meditate and do nothing. You've done the work. You get that this is work.
It's work.
Looking at this shit, looking at your limiting beliefs and lies and stories around money is so much work. It's so much work.
Yes. And so talk to my audience because I do feel like they don't, along with your cast, don't understand.
We're praying for this woman daily,
let's
sending light and love.
Explain to my audience some of the tips. I do want them to buy the book, Rich as Fuck, but
thank you.
Talk them through some of the tips that you talk about in terms of the relationship with money, how to attract it, not having limiting beliefs, all of the things that I believe in.
It's so much. Where do we want to start? We could start so many places. So here's what the journey was like for me. I started a life coaching business. I'm nearly done with my master's degree. The first time someone writes me a check to help their daughter with my life coaching services, I bawl my eyes out. I didn't know how to receive money for doing something I loved. And I was like, wait. This is all I've ever wanted. And now someone has paid me and I don't know how to be comfortable being paid. So there was clearly psychology around my experience with money. Who am I to earn money this way? What is it to be a middle class person from Oklahoma, lower middle class, who has never viewed herself as someone who can be rich, right? So I'm realizing there's like an identity piece. There is a nervous system piece. I don't feel safe with money, right? So that kind of starts my journey. And then this other weird thing happened, right? So start my life coaching business. I do get more comfortable making money. I have a lot of happy clients, but I started a PhD program. It was my dream to get my PhD. So I'm in the PhD program 1 year. I ended up quitting the program because my business was growing and I felt like the business was going to help me help more people and make more money. The PhD was not going to help me help more people and make more money. Like I felt like I had a pretty solid education and I wanted to do more personal development work and less academia work, right? So I quit my PhD program. So that means my stipend from the University of North Texas went away. So you know what's so annoying about being on Real Housewives? Sorry, side note.
No,
is
go.
every time you say anything, you're like, wait, is that going to confuse the audience? Or then they say I'm lying? Because my master's was from SMU, and I've said that many, many times. And now I just mentioned another school. So now people go, wait, I thought she went to SMU. And I'm like, well, I graduated from SMU, and then I went on to my doctorate program. But like everything you say constantly when you're on this show is scrutinized, and people pick everything apart, and it makes you crazy.
Well, that's
But
why I
back
wanted
my
to
story.
talk
But
to
back
you
to my
here.
story. I'm gonna
Yeah.
make it. I know it's long right now.
It's okay.
I quit my PhD program. My stipend stops. The very next month, I make the exact same amount of money as I made the month before. So with the stipend gone, like the stipend left me in May. I didn't have it anymore. So like in June, I make the same amount of money I made in May. And I'm like, what is that? Do I have some kind of set point? Do I have some kind of, I call it an energetic minimum and an energetic maximum in the book. But do I have some kind of like number that I expect to make every month that I have a pretty strong expectation around? So it's like, I didn't intentionally add more clients from the 1 month to the next month. I didn't intentionally schedule more sessions. I had more time to see clients, but how did I make the same amount like by the dollar? So then I start that opened up a whole thing in my brain. What is this? Like at the time I didn't know the idea of being a vibrational match for amount of money. So I'm like, what is this? So I start looking at my work I'm doing with all my clients. I'm like, how is it this client mentioned that she paid off her credit card debt, but the next month there was an expense. Now she has the exact same amount of debt again. I'm like, do we have a set point around debt, around savings, around earning, around spending, around all the things where we get in these habits around money where we can't imagine having more or less than this amount or that amount in an account or through our income or by the end of the month or whatever it is. Following?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So all of this is happening and I'm thinking, wow, there is so much more to money than we've ever been taught. So I'm just a girl running a life coaching business, exploring this for herself, exploring it with my clients. And I'm like, so this goes on for a few years. I'm like, I think I have to start talking about this. I think I have to tell women that there's more to it than just dollars and cents. There's what they believe about themselves, the identity they have around money and who they are and what it means to be someone who is no longer in the income bracket they've been. A lot of people are afraid that if they make money or want to make money, it'll mean they're a bad person. People are afraid if they make money or want to make money, it'll mean they're ostracized by their family, their peer group, their community they came from, their church. They're like, even in therapy world where people had private practices and were making decent money, we were supposed to pretend like we didn't want money. Like a lot of industries where people are helpers, we're supposed to pretend we don't want money. And it's okay to want money. So I'm looking at all of this all the time. And then eventually I create a course called Money Mentality Makeover. I'm like, let me just start breaking this down. So there's like a manifestation piece, but there's a big psychology piece. And there's a big, what do you believe about yourself in your life, please? And it's all of this together. And that course has grown and grown and grown and grown. It's now has 30 hours of content or something. I've added to it every year for 14 years. And I put a lot of that same information in the book. Not all of it because you can't fit it all.
Right.
You can do a lot more in a course than you can do in a book, but I put a lot of it in here. And do you think that summed it up?
Yes. Listen.
Do you think I know you get it.
I receive it, and the reason why I receive it, Amanda, is because I know that there is a such thing as limiting beliefs. You have to believe you deserve it. And you have to be okay with wanting it.
You have to be okay with desiring it. You have to believe you're worthy of it. You have to believe your worth is not in question. That God or higher power universe isn't saying you aren't worthy of this much money. That destiny, your financial destiny, wasn't written in a chalkboard in the sky. That it's fully up to you to decide what kind of earner you're going to be in life. Yeah. That pisses people off when they aren't in their power.
Well, we're seeing that this season. I mean, we just discovered that Dorit owes a lot of money in back mortgage payments,
Yes.
or her house may be taken away from her. Do you think when Dorit was Googling 357 pages to find out you were in a cult, that she should have read 357 pages to learn how to pay her mortgage?
I think it may have gone better for her. Because here's the thing, and I think this is why I'm getting a lot of hell. People assume that manifesting means like you just sit and say meditations, affirmations, and money comes. I'm getting people to question the constructs they build their life around. You know what I mean? And that's real and hard work. So what does Dorit believe about money? I don't fucking know. But say she believes it's hard to come by. Say she believes it's always running out. Say she believes there's just enough. Maybe you make just enough, but then it's gone really, really quickly. Can I tell you I made money on this show? Let me just explain it. I was getting glam the same amount I was always getting glam. I was wearing the clothes that were always in my closet. So when everyone was talking about how being on the show is so expensive, I'm like, being on the show isn't expensive, because to me it wasn't. So like that just shows different beliefs and perceptions about money will create a different experience.
Because
I think there's more than enough. So
I was just about to say that, because again, what people don't realize is, and words have power. And by the way, a lot of this is biblical. And again,
oh, it's absolutely biblical. I quote the Bible through this whole thing.
I know, girlfriend. That's why I'm like, you guys have to read the book. But the thing for me is, even hearing that, and when I look at Dorit, for example, and I saw how she had a hard-on for you, I was surprised that she didn't take a liking to you so that she's able to understand her relationship with money, because I do believe that Dorit has a lack mentality, which is why she's always... And again, maybe I have this wrong, but what was your experience as you were filming with her?
I mean, I don't know, because think about it. We didn't really film together that much, like other than those big group dinners. I meet with her and Boz, where I feel like I do get to know her better. I do hear about more what's going on for her. I do feel like I gave her some good advice, even if Boz later questioned it in an interview. At the time when I was giving the advice, Boz was saying, hallelujah, amen, sister. And Boz has said that. You'll see her say it in the reunion. So watch the reunion. It's coming very soon. Boz and I agreed on a lot of things when I was giving Dorit advice. So my expectation after that lunch was I will have more opportunities to talk to Dorit, and I'm excited about this. I think I can really help her. That's what was going on in my mind. And you saw how we got totally sidetracked and derailed from the thing I said at Kathy's, which wasn't really even anything now that we've seen it. Now that we've seen the scene at Kathy's, it happened just like I said it happened. Like I said, I went over there. They asked me what I thought about Dorit. I recapped the lunch a little. I said, Kyle's kind of worried about this. I can see that. Jennifer says, oh, her ex didn't like it when she said he was an alcoholic. And I say, well, if it's true, like it wasn't me coming down hard on Dorit for talking about her ex. It was just a group conversation. We've seen that now. We've seen that what I told her I said is exactly what I said.
Do you think, unfortunately, Dorit possibly could have just been jealous of the new pretty blonde that entered the show?
I think that some women on this show believe it is their job, in order to keep the show interesting and entertaining and whatever, it is their job to just find dirt on each other. But here's why that was hard for me. I went into it going, I'm just going to get to know everyone. I'm just going to get to know everyone and see who I connect with. I'm just going to be friends with everyone. And part of that, and this is how I always am though, that means I'm looking for the best in everyone. That's how I like go throughout the world, as I look for the best in people. I didn't know until we're like midway through the season, and I'm like, oh fuck, they're gonna look for the worst in me no matter what I do. So if I'm coming at life looking for the best, and they're coming at life looking for the worst, like how are we gonna get anywhere? Because I'm just like wanting to repair with her, wanting to figure out. You see it in Italy. I'm wanting to repair. I'm wanting to figure it out. I'm wanting to move on. I'm thinking we can put this behind us and go forward. But I'm looking for the best. I'm thinking I'm going to be helpful anywhere I can. And they're looking for the certain people are looking for the worst and going to tear down anywhere they can. That's a very different way to view life. And what was crazy is that to them was suspicious. Someone going through life, looking for the best, being positive, talking about how good their life is, being proud of what they've accomplished is suspicious. Do we find that interesting?
Well, I think the unfortunate thing is you came on this season as a newbie, but so did Rachel Zoe. But you two had a very different experience in terms of the reception.
But no one's going to try to dig up shit on Rachel. She's Rachel.
I said that on my podcast.
Call a spade a spade. She is Rachel Zoe.
I said on my podcast that
no one's trying to figure out the bad in her.
Explain to the audience why.
She is established. She is iconic. We all know who she is. We're just going to be thankful for her little cute like one-liners and I can'ts because it's like funny and comic relief. That's why she was loved on her last show. I've never said this, but here we are. Let's say it. I was never like a diehard fan of her show or anything, but I did watch it as like how old would I have been there? 25 or so, 24. As a young woman living in Dallas, Texas in grad school, I had some close friends who were in art school who met to watch her show every week. We had all gone to undergrad together at ORU. And they would invite me over to watch the Rachel Zoe Project. That's what it was called, right? They would invite me over. We would watch it. So it's not like I was, again, a diehard fan, but I very much was someone who, I think everyone my age looked up to her. Thought she was amazing, could quote her little lines, like knew she was a woman doing things in the world. So, I mean, no one's doubting that she's amazing, right? But what was so crazy to me, like my feelings are hurt. What makes me have a visceral reaction right now and feel really sad is I found out that someone I consider to be iconic didn't like me by watching the interviews. Rachel was nice to my face 100% of the time until the reunion. She never said one negative thing, one skeptical thing, one cynical thing, one questioning thing until the reunion. She was 100% nice to my face 100% of the time. I found out she didn't like me from watching the show. And my feelings are hurt about that. They are.
Why are you getting emotional now about
Because that fucking sucks to find out someone who the whole world looks up to, you know, is looking for the worst in you.
Do you think it was by proxy of her just trying to find commonality with these girls who were befriending her, and by you being the one they picked on the most, that it's better to just beat them than join them? I mean, you know.
Like, is it groupthink?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little groupthinky. I don't know. I mean, like because, you know, you watch the show and then you have to reflect back on what your experience was. Like, because there's the show and then there's like being a human being filming the show, right? And like that scene where, you know, I'm like audioing my team and I'm like, check on the website, la da 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 da, and make sure this content goes out today, and la da da. I sent like 3 audios in the car. I wasn't on the phone for an hour. And between audios, I was talking to Rachel, and they let me clarify this on Watch What Happens Live, so I don't think it's a secret because I basically, without saying it was editing, I just told the story on Watch What Happens Live, and they kept it. So I don't think it's like a thing, 'cause, you know. So I would audio something. Okay, I understand that we gave that person a 3-month contract. We only needed them for 2 months. So I think just go ahead and pay them for the 3rd month and let them go. I would say that in the audio. And then me and Rachel would talk about what it's like to fire someone. She's like, yeah, I've had to do that. You just have to keep paying the person. We'd have a conversation. Like, so I'm sending these little audios, but then I'm talking to the group, talking to the car. Like, in that car ride to Sedona, I told them about like this horrible ayahuasca experience I had. Like, we're talking about all kinds of stuff. So like maybe it was annoying that I was audioing my team on a girls' trip to Sedona, but it was surprising to then see a scene where Rachel's like, what is she, a 1960s flight attendant? Which is the last episode I watched.
Was it also hard for you when they say all you do is talk about labels, which I've been watching Beverly Hills since season 1, and the through line of why that franchise is so special is because everybody walks around talking about the Hermes, the Kelly, the Birkins, and everything else. And even watching this season, Rachel doesn't mince words when she talks about like, oh, this is vintage Chanel, vintage Dior. So like they all do it, and Dorit does it too.
Everyone does it.
Why was
Everyone
it highlighted for you, you think?
I don't know. Wasn't it highlighted though in like a weird way? Like I would say something and then they would make it like there's silence. Like, but in real life, I experienced it as just having a conversation about stuff. I don't know. I've said it on Watch What Happens Live a million times now. I thought it was a show about rich women with cool stuff. I thought we were supposed to talk about the cool stuff. I thought that was like part of the thing. So to be like really, really transparent, I think there's part of me that thinks this is the job, like wear cute stuff and talk about your cool shit or whatever. And there's a little part of me going like, oh, yay, I have cool things too. Let me tell you guys about it, right? Like the girl who didn't grow up with the cool things. But it didn't feel insecure. I don't know. I thought I was trying to understand the assignment, honestly.
Are you disappointed in how some of the audience and the girls have reacted to you, thinking you are, delusional when it comes to how you make your money? They think you're braggadocious. They think you are aloof. Does that hurt?
The braggadocious doesn't bother me really that much because I think in my world and in my friend groups that it's very celebratory. We all talk about what we have, but it's from a place of like, go girl, good job, do that, buy that for yourself. So if that's translated poorly, I don't really care that much about that. I do agree that everyone does it though, so it's not exactly fair. But the new money stuff doesn't bother me at all because I'm super duper crazy proud of being new money. Like, do you want to be new money or like anciently broke? Like, I think being new money is fabulous. I'm gonna be be fucking new money. I also inspire and empower and encourage women to make their own money. So like anyone who follows my work and follows the advice is likely going to be new money. I mean, I've had some people that come from money in my work for sure, but a lot of us become new money. So I think that's a good fucking thing. Delusional. I think some amount of delusion is absolutely required to create a life that doesn't make sense for you. So I think we need to lean into delusion a little bit.
Agreed.
Like
not fully, but you got to have a little bit of delusion to have this.
You got to have, exactly. You have to have some imagination. You have to be able to look at a life that isn't there yet and believe it's possible for you. That is delusion. Yeah, you can have your feet on the ground and be grounded and be intentionally delusional, which I think I've been pretty good at. I mean, they heard me talk about the Malibu Barbie scene, which they made sound so silly, but like, it's true. I've been working on this life I live now my entire life. But I didn't just dream of it as a little girl. I never stopped dreaming of it and working toward it every day for so many years now. And then what else did you say? Aloof. I don't know. I think it's pretty clear I'm neurodivergent. Like I don't have a super normal brain. So that means some of the time I don't perceive a social situation correctly. And a lot of the time I don't care if I'm perceiving a social situation correctly. Social hierarchy is not in my value system. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like networking doesn't make sense to me. Like my brain and the way my brain works doesn't do any of that.
I thought I was the only one who don't like networking, and I
think all neurodivergent people, we can't handle it because it feels fake to us. It freaks us out.
Amanda, you're my people. I know. I tell people networking's the biggest scam in the world.
I'm going to go here and pretend to have something in to get
and
something
kiss
from
up to you to get something in exchange for that. I'd rather get on my own. Which leads me to, do you think the reason why some of these girls may not understand you is because, and this is not shade because you talked about it in your interview, is it because you did not have to depend on a man to make your money, and your income isn't because you married into it?
I mean, but like Rachel didn't marry into it, but she comes from money. Boz, I'm not super clear on. Her spouse who passed had money, and I know that there was something hard because she mentioned it to me once, or we were in a car with a group of us. She said he died, and she didn't know what to do financially when he died. But we know she, at some point, obviously did her thing and made a lot of money. But we know there was some point on the journey where she was dependent on a man, or at least that's how it sounded to me. Do you know? Are you clear on that?
Well, based on some of that, and obviously the work she's done with Netflix and Uber, were you surprised when Boz made comments? She even made some of Watch What Happens Live, making it seem like your career is a scam.
I want everyone to watch the reunion for what she says about that. I just want everyone to watch the reunion. Just watch the reunion.
So
I was surprised when I saw it. You're going to need to watch. I can't spoil what she ends up saying about that.
What do you think of Boz?
This is a hard one because I liked her so much in so many moments. When we're quoting there, we talk about this at the reunion, so people are going to see me talk about it, I think, probably. The day we met, we quoted Bible verses back and forth to each other about abundance. I was quoting like, with faith as small as a mustard seed, and Mark 11, verse 23 and 24, say to the mountain, be cast into the sea, and it shall be done if you believe in your heart and do not doubt. Like, we were talking about manifestation from a very biblical place before Dorit got there. And I was like, me and this girl are going to be fine. We both say praise the Lord to shit all the time. Like, you know, I think in some ways she does understand me a lot. I think she's very into mindset. I think she knows mindset is a really, really big deal. I think she decided to get stuck on the manifestation part, the word manifestation, instead of the fact that both of us believe very similar things about connecting to God or whatever we want to call it to create a wonderful life. I think we don't have that different of views.
Mask comment that Boz makes in tonight's episode. We were all sort of like taken aback by it because she's pretty much inferring that you're fake.
Mm-hmm.
That there's two sides to you.
And it's just not true. Like, I don't hide anything. I don't hide anything. They bring up the cult. I say, let's talk about it. Like, anything they ever brought up, I'm like, what do you want to know? It's like if, here's how it feels to me. If I'm not flying off the handle about something, if there isn't dirt to dig up, if everything is really good in my life, then it must be fake. Eddie and I were talking about this weekend. We're having a little delightful weekend at Newport Beach in our house. Our kids are running around. We're happy. The sun is shining. We get in a little tiff about something. I remember what our little tiff was. We cleared up pretty quickly. And I was like, this is what I wish people could see. It's like, it's not that it's a perfect life. It's just very intentionally created from where I want my kids to be spending their weekends to where I want us to be going and what I want us to be eating, like, and how I just want us to be living, like the lifestyle, the quality of life, to me and Eddie having a little tiff and knowing how to resolve it and then having Sunday afternoon sex. Like, people could never just know. Why is it skeptical that life is good when someone's known for manifestation? And manifestation is such like a buzzword. So like, let's break it down. I'm really good at being what I call in the book the gentle observer, the person who observes their thoughts all day long and notices what they're thinking. And I'm very aware of how my thoughts affect my emotions and how my emotions affect my vibration and how all of that affects my fucking life. So I don't let myself think crazy shit all day, right? So like, I'm very good, and that's neuroplasticity, intentionally thinking certain thoughts to create new neural pathways, to have new expectations. Like, we're talking about neuroscience. Like, if in my book, if we like, I made it reader friendly, but if I wanted to make it like super Mensa, like I could have had some parts neuroscience, some parts we could put quantum physics over the top. Like, I mean, a lot of this is fucking rooted in science. Wait, where was I going with this? Oh, so like I've intentionally
The whole idea of mask and being fake.
I've intentionally created lie. I intentionally created a good life, and it was not necessarily easy. But yeah, it is good. It looks good because it is good. And that's what they were questioning. I saw Sutton on Entertainment Tonight the other day saying something like, she should just tell us what's really going on in her family because we all have stuff in our families too. And I'm like, there's nothing going on in my family. One, I'm never, ever, 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 ever in a million years going to talk about my stepkid's mom, ever. Two, we get along great. She was at my house last night. Like, there's just like, you know?
But do you find it rich, no pun intended, that Sutton made that comment knowing that, you know, she doesn't really talk much about, we just learned this season that her ex-husband left her for her friend.
Well, and she shares that with us. And, you know, I think every woman on the planet's like, oh, that would hurt and sting. And she's handling it with a lot of grace. And I think we've all told her she's handling it with a lot of grace. And she shared that. But it's like, okay, no one is sharing everything. Everyone is deciding what parts of their lives they're willing and comfortable to bring to the show based on kind of agreements they have with themselves and their friends and their family. Like Kyle has said, I was dating someone. They did not want to be on this show. I will never talk about this. Like, so everyone's kind of doing this like juggle. Erica's like, I'm gonna bring the domestic violence thing forward. I mean, that's beautiful of her. Boz is like, I'm gonna bring the fertility stuff forward. Everyone's showing parts of their life. Knock on fucking wood, I don't have anything bad happening. I don't have anything bad happening.
You know, when you decided to join the show, you clearly have a lot of money because you bought Kyle Richards' home.
Yes.
And not only did you buy it, sweet love, you also renovated it okay? Which of course is additional money to do that.
Like cash money. Like I don't have a construction loan or anything. Like I'm using my money to renovate from my income every month. Yes.
What is your relationship like now with Kyle? Because she did make a comment recently about feeling like it was opportunistic of you to have the book come out.
What book? This book?
A new book.
My new book.
Your new book. And she was on Amazon Live, and she felt that it was a little bit opportunistic of you to have this book be so ready, available after
Dorit? After Dorit bringing it up?
Mm-hmm.
I think I said, didn't I say in an interview, I will capitalize? Didn't I say that? Yeah, I'm going to you're going to put me through this shit all summer and I'm not going to make money on the other side? Yeah, going to capitalize. What do they fucking want me to do? Not make money on this bullshit? Yeah, I'm going to monetize. That's crazy. Okay, but let me give you a little more context. One, I will own that all day long. I saw an opportunity to make some money. Yeah, I'm going for it. Who wouldn't? We're not going to pretend, but I'll give you some context because it's worthwhile. I outlined the book. So this is my money book. I have 4 books I'm going to write in my lifetime. I've known this for years and years. This is the money book. Now we're writing the God book. I outlined the God book when I was pregnant with Kanan and Zion. Like pulled over on the side of the road and wrote the outline in the notes of my phone. Like, you know what, a download. The download was there. I knew what the book needed to be. Outlined it. And I don't have time to write a book right now because I have 4 kids and 2 of them are really little. And like I have a business and I was going to put off this book for probably like 3 more years. I just didn't think I had the time and the space to write a book. But then Dorit starts bringing up the cult. And she's bringing up the cult. And she's bringing up the cult. She's bringing up the cult. So I go and look at the outline after the Santa Monica dinner. I look at the outline. I'm like, I could start writing this now. I was like, I'll probably have time in Italy. Because it's busy when we're on cast trips. There is like chunks of downtime. I was like, I think I can probably start with this while we're in Italy. I was like, I should thank Dorit for bringing it up and inspiring me to start it in Italy. Wait, they see that. I'm getting the episodes confused now. They see that. You haven't seen that yet, me thank Dorit?
No.
Okay, so that's what you do see tonight.
Okay,
so you see me at dinner in Italy, the first Italy episode, I thank Dorit. And then I get on my Insta stories and I'm like, hey guys, you've been asking for the God book forever. Here it is. I'm writing it. Here's the intro. I show them the intro and I just started it. It was always going to be written, but I am starting it now because we talked about it on a reality show. Yeah. I don't know. Is that crazy?
No, it's what they all do. All the girls.
But it's not opportunistic because I didn't plan it. Had Dorit not brought it up, I wouldn't be writing it right now. Thank you, Dorit.
I think it's smart. One thing that I do want you to...
I'm working on chapter 7 right now, and it's coming along, and I'm proud of it. It's a good book. It's a better book than this book.
Can I get an advance copy?
Absolutely.
Thank you. You made a comment that a lot of housewives did not like of other franchises. You made a comment that you're one of the first.
I said one of, right?
You didn't say the first.
I said one of.
Right?
Okay, yeah. I said one of, I think. I said...
Say the comment.
I had my team go look it up. Okay, so let me tell you what happened on my end. I walk out of Good Morning New York, and TMZ is standing there. And they say, Amanda, what do you say about all this commotion about being one of the first breadwinning housewives? And I was like, well, if that's true, it's an honor. Thank you so much. And then I get in the van. I say to my team, I think I'm missing something. I don't think TMZ, I think TMZ is talking, I don't know what TMZ is talking about. So they start looking it up and they find it in the Entertainment Tonight clip. Bryce says, you're a different kind of housewife. And I don't know what I said first, but then I say, yeah, I think I may be one of the first breadwinning housewives, blah, 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 blah. I was just saying I'm not a typical housewife. What does the word housewife mean? What does the word housewife mean?
Well, the Webster dictionary definition of a housewife is a stay-at-home mom who
works inside the home, doesn't make money outside the home.
She's a homemaker. Yeah.
So, okay. So I honestly, I'm going to be really honest. I said this to Kyle off camera. Be really honest. I didn't know that the women on the show made money. I didn't know. Outside of Bethany Frankel, I didn't know the women on the show made money. When I toured Kyle's house the first time, and Alexia was one of the agents touring the house, her daughter, I pointed at a room that's now Delilah's room, and I said, "What did you guys use that room for? Was that like your homework room?" And she was like, "No, it's my mom's office." And I was like, "I thought your mom was a housewife." Which is crazy, because of course Kyle works very hard. No one on the planet is doubting that. But I didn't know anything about Kyle Richards at all, nothing, other than she was on a show called Real Housewives. So I thought that meant she didn't work or make money. Like, I apologize, Kyle and humanity. I didn't know. So I have this perception that the women on the show, that the whole premise is that they don't work or make money. And then I'm asked to be on the show, and I watch an episode. I watch an episode from season 10, very random, and Kyle's doing a fashion show. I'm like, okay, so they have various endeavors. This isn't a show about women who don't make money. But I don't, like, I'm just catching up to the fact that I have no Bravo legacy in my brain.
Oh. So you don't know about, like, the other franchises, the other women?
I've never seen a single episode of any franchise.
You've never seen a Real Housewives episode?
Well, now I've seen episode 1 of season 10.
No, prior to joining.
Right before I joined, I watched episode 1 of season 10. And that was it.
That was it.
And then now I've seen some of the episodes I'm in. I stopped watching in Sedona.
How do you feel about joining this zeitgeist of unscripted television? Because the Bravo audience, sister, they're like no other fan base in the world.
It's really an interesting thing.
Do you regret doing it?
No, I don't regret doing it, and I don't have regrets here for multiple reasons. One, I like the rest of the season for me. Everyone keep watching. I think they see more of me. Now, do we get to the depths of my soul and the inner workings of my being, and does everyone get to know my heart fully? No, because it's really hard in an environment like that where everyone's questioning you, but I do have a stronger rest of the season. So watch. 2, we've had some iconic moments. I walk up to like the barista at any coffee shop and they're like, half almond, half oat.
Yes.
Like, right? So some of that zeitgeistness is really cute and really fun. Like, I enjoy that stuff. Like, it's part of the culture, the webbings of our culture. It's interesting to be a part of that. And then my third reason was Amanda Francis Inc. has attracted a lot of people. A lot. Now, tens of thousands of new people reading my book, which is amazing. But also, I very intentionally created a lot of like offers at various prices over the past few months. Like, we've always had some low cost offers, some things that are $20 and $30. But in the past few months, I've done a lot of like pay what you feel to pay, $5, $11. And there's a lot of people like kind of opening up to spirituality for the first time. And that's like my actual job. It's my actual job. So it's okay if like the haters don't want to come buy a $5 thing. But my team is getting emails constantly like, you're opening me up to a whole new world. You're helping me reconcile my relationship with God, reconcile my relationship with money. Like, to me, that's really meaningful, important work. So, yeah. And I think as people watch they're not called reruns. I don't know what they're called anymore in 2026. As the show lives on, there'll probably always be people who watch it and hate me, but there'll be other people that watch it and get curious enough to come check things out. And that's a good thing.
Would you come back for another season?
I have not made a decision.
Okay.
I have not made a decision.
I would like you to.
Okay, let's talk through this. What do you think I'm going to get out of this? Like, what do you like? How's this going to go?
Well, I think the thing that you're bringing to the show this season is a new perspective, right?
Absolutely.
And you are somebody we haven't seen on TV, especially on Housewives before. You are a woman who made her money in a very peculiar way that is interesting and fascinating and new. And you're a millennial, right? So I do think you represent a large group of women who understand everything that you're talking about. And I love the fact that you stand on business. You know, like you say what you mean and you mean what you say. And
for sure.
And we appreciate the fact that you are somebody that appears, right, to be very confident but also very vulnerable and are giving us the truth. And even when they brought up a cult and they tried to make it something so controversial, you leaned into and you said, if you ladies want to know the story, I have time to talk about it. Let's talk about it now. But I don't want to talk about it at a time where I'm dealing with something else that's more important. So I say all of that to say, and this is somebody who's produced more than 10 years of Housewives, I'm saying to you as a former producer that...
You've produced Housewives?
Yes, I did Atlanta and Jersey.
Okay. Oh, so you really know the inner workings of all of this.
This is my wheelhouse.
You really know. Okay.
This is my wheelhouse. And as a person who understands how the sausage is made, my advice to you is to come back, okay, and continue to grow, because we need someone like you to represent a different lifestyle of women who are making money. Because we've seen in other various ways, and that's fine, and I applaud, and yay, go girl. But there's another avenue that we haven't been exposed to. And just because people may not understand it initially, it doesn't mean you have to walk away from something because they don't get it. If anything, you lean into it.
Well, here's, okay. Are we good?
You're like,
Huh?
go ahead.
Okay. If I were to do it again, there are things I would understand more. I would understand that people aren't just all trying to be friends. I would understand that people are going to try to bring up stuff on you. People are going to come at you at very strange angles with very different thinking than what I'm used to. So I think if I were sitting at a table right now and someone came, and we've recorded the reunion now, so I felt this way. The way the women kind of threw things at me was the same way it had always been, but I felt more ready.
Mm-hmm.
I felt more like, okay, like I'm going to squash that, talk about this, move to that. Like I felt more ready, and I felt more emotionally regulated, like, which I felt pretty emotionally regulated the whole time, but I felt like, no, I can actually be really, really grounded while you guys do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like it doesn't, if it affected me way less, it was less overwhelming. So I think I could come into a new season and have that going for me. I think I would probably go a little crazier on outfits, not to an Erica degree, but I was just wearing like my favorite stuff from my closet. You know what I mean? I wasn't like trying to make a costume, but I think I'd bring a little more for outfits. And I think there would be a little bit more of a what the fuck ever to me. Like fuck off. I think that more of that would come out. But it's, as you know, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
But it's not, and it's a lot of work, not like anything else I've done. I love hard work. This is in a category of its own. Not that it's harder, it's just different than anything else. You can't compare it to any other job.
Yeah.
It's not like anything.
All the housewives at this upcoming reunion, which housewife do you get into it with the most?
Boz. You know that answer. Everyone in America knows that answer.
All right. So look, Raindrops, make sure you guys watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills every Thursday, 8 o'clock, 7 Central Bravo, and following the next day on Peacock. And Amanda Francis, where can they find you, follow you, and support all of your amazing endeavors?
I am Exa Amanda Francis on all the social medias. My book is called Rich as Fuck, More Money Than You Know What to Do With. It's available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Target.com, Walmart.com, etc. Did you know that we have 6,000 5-star reviews between Amazon and Goodreads?
I love it. I'm one of them.
You left me a good review.
Yes!
Oh my God.
I know how important that is. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you for having me. I still need to talk to you though about